what Charles Taylor's brought out, and I thought he did really well with, is, first of all, talking about how Luther needed to break with some of the more corrupting problems of the Christian faith, being corrupted through Catholicism. And then later you have, based off of, returning to the Bible, but also a lot of Augustinian thought as well.
Okay.
So you then have, and I'm grossly simplifying things, but if you take John Calvin, who also, through that same Augustinian mindset, beginning to codify a lot of these Protestant ideas and taking what Luther did and going a little bit further in a more codified way. I'll just keep using that word, structured way, theological way, written down, began to enter in or allow an emptying of some of the mystical side of things. Now, that being said, Calvin especially would be one of the first people to stand up and say, no, without the Spirit, it's completely worthless. We can't imagine moving forward in any sort of church form without the Spirit.
Yeah.
So that was in no way his intention.
Yeah.
But these things happen through, through the progression of time, and I believe through sinful man. As the Reformation or the Reformed movement specifically became more and more intellectual, as well as the Lutherans, to be completely fair, it did open the door and set a lot of thinking in place that would, in a secular, non-Christian perspective, would be the platform to go even further with the Enlightenment and subsequent godless type of philosophies.
Okay.
And these things becoming the norm of the way, Westerners think, eventually comes back into the church as we're raised in these societies, and then they become part of the water or the air that we breathe, the water that we swim in.
Yeah.